This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 17th day of March in the year 2021. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here's what we're tracking tonight. Former Commissioner and Chief Executive Officer of the Guyana Lands and Surveys Commission, Trevor Ben, was called in again today by the Criminal Investigations Department of the police force concerning several transactions he undertook as head of the Lands and Surveys Commission. Last Friday, Ben was charged for misconduct in public office over the sale of land for the Lands and Surveys Commission. He has denied any wrongdoing. Speaking outside the CID this morning, Mr. Ben said he was questioned in relation to the lease of a plot of land on Mandela Avenue, amounting to $100 million, and the sale of land on Aubrey Barker Road. He questioned the motives behind the new allegations and said since the police had the information, they could have put the allegations to him while he was detained last week. He said his latest detention makes it clear that he's being harassed.
We cannot encourage the creeping dictatorship that is about to. We are seeing creeping up in this country. If you want to sit down idly by every time something happens and allow it to continue, it's your thing as a people.
Ben recalled that when he was arrested from his home last week, he was placed in the police lockups with common criminals and held there for 3 days, although the allegations against him are bailable.
I was sitting in a cell for most of Thursday. These allegations could have been read to me on Thursday.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, they want to inflict maximum pain on me. Maximum embarrassment and harassment. So they decided not to read the charges to me while I was locked up in a cell all day Thursday. The only reason they brought me out on Thursday is because the opposition leader visited at 2 o'clock. And as soon as they heard he was there, they collected me, brought me over here, asked me 2 questions on the same charges that they want to institute again now, and send me back when they realized that no one was at Brigdam anymore.
Ben said initially last week he was read a charge of receiving monies by false pretense. That stemmed from a plot of land which the commission leased to Janico Engineering for $27 million. The plot has been a bone of contention since it was claimed by both NISIL and the Guyana Lands and Surveys Commission. Ben said they were forced to change the charge after they must have realized that all monies were paid to the Lands Commission and not him.
By the way, listen. Anybody who know me, I try to be as apolitical as possible, non-partisan as possible. I don't own a party card. I support who I have a right to support whichever party I want to support, but I don't overly get involved in politics.
The government has come under fire for what the opposition sees as its targeting of Afro-Guyanese professionals who served under the APNU-AFC administration. More news coming up in just a moment.
Guyana, we've been through it all.
But as a people we have
weathered every storm
And risen to every challenge.
Because it is the people of Guyana
that gives it its strength.
all the people,
Regardless of race,
class or religion.
We are one people, one strength.
And now is our time. A time to rise. Together, we rise.
Hey guys, this is JD here, aka Jason D. Vanderstoop, representative of Little Rock Radio and Television Station. Of course, I am a radio announcer by heart. Man, do I love what I do. I got news for y'all. Have y'all heard? They are doing it again. I'm talking about the Filaria pills. I'm with it if you're with it. I could not wait to take my pills. We have to be together to fight and stamp out Filaria. This is a very dangerous disease. But of course, definitely be sure to take your pills. And when they come around, get those pills, take those pills, man, dream about those pills. It's all about the Filaria campaign attached to the Ministry of Health. It's your boy JD here saying peace.
Taste the cheese, you hear the crunch. Grab a zoomers and zoom into fun. And with the first taste, you feel like you don't want it done. Blast off to a whole new place with every single bite. The cheesy goodness bring your taste buds alive. So let's just zoom into fun with this wheel-shaped light. Zoomers, zoomers, zoom into fun.
Trifina, how you could get yarning on today's pension day?
I collect my pension and went to the market since the 23rd.
How you mean?
I tell you, Levy switched to lodgement. Since me last book finished, I switched.
You join up a lodge, was this lodgement?
Oh, the NIS lodgement system allows pensioners to get their pension into their bank account. The money is paid into the account by the 23rd of the month, so you could withdraw it whenever you like.
So wait, I ain't got to join no long line. Why you ain't tell me before?
I told you, Cleo. When you go to submit your life certificate, ask them for the allotment application form. When you complete it and the bank verify it, then NIS is going to process it. After they process it, your money will be in your account.
Well, all right, I join them now.
And don't forget, when you're carrying your life certificate, ask them for the lodgement application form.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Go spread the word in your area. We gonna end Filaria.
For the past 2 decades, the global community prioritized eliminating lymphatic filariasis, commonly known as Filaria, as a public health problem. Many countries in the Americas have achieved this goal.
We're looking to have 100% eradication of this disease in Guyana. So we look forward to all of our citizens working with our teams, but in the Ministry of Health, as they go around in our communities, meeting with you to administer this dose.
And I will encourage you all to take your pills so that we can once and for all rid Guyana of filariasis.
We have to get rid of the negatives in relation to filaria. So please let the science be your guide and take the tablets.
My family would be taking their pills. I do hope that you would also be taking your pills so that we can together work on eliminating filaria from Guyana.
Filaria gonna get knocked out. TKO.
A message from the Ministry of Health in collaboration with PAHO.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL?
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
Newly appointed Canadian High Commissioner to Guyana, Mark Berman, met today with the opposition leader and a team during a courtesy visit. During the hour-long meeting, several issues were raised by the opposition. Opposition leader Joe Harmon informed the Canadian High Commissioner that the government, though it occupies a one-seat majority in the parliament, governs as though there is no opposition party, noting that the president has failed to hold consultations with the opposition leader on a number of issues. On the question of a new voters list for the elections, Mr. Harmon told the Canadian diplomat that the coalition is not prepared to go to another elections with a current voters list, maintaining that the list is flawed.
We spoke, of course, at the need for a new voters list before any elections, and we felt that the house-to-house way of producing a voters list is, in our view, the best way for doing so.
But the opposition leader said he raised the issue of the attitude of the government towards some categories of public servants who were fired by the government since it took office.
The arbitrary dismissal of over 1,000 and something persons, most of them Afro-Guyanese in the public service. Many of them also are indigenous people, and any other person, any other race that they believe would have supported the AP and the AFC have also come under the hammer.
And AFC leader Kamraj Ramjatan called the meeting with the High Commissioner extremely important, pointing out that the opposition has a plethora of issues it must raise with the diplomatic community.
We talked about constitutional reform, we talked about electoral reform, and how Canada can help in regard to all of these matters.
Ramjatan said he also informed the High Commissioner of what is going on in the Guyana Police Force and its handling of certain matters. Members of Parliament Amanza Walton Desir and Gita Chandan Edmund were also part of the meeting. The meeting with the Canadian High Commissioner followed a similar meeting Mr. Harmon had with the British High Commissioner and the Deputy Chief of Missions of the U.S. Embassy. The Guyana Public Service Union is seeking the intervention of the President to address the matter of increases for public servants after none was offered in the past 2 years. At a press conference today, GPSU President Patrick Yard emphasized that despite the union making proposals to the government over the past 2 years, there has been no increase forthcoming for public servants.
It was considered necessary to bring this matter directly to the attention of President Ali. So a letter was sent to him for his intervention, for this matter to be dealt with expeditiously, and thanking him in anticipation, because we could see no reason why he would not want to, since he's the president for all. We see no reason why he would not want to be helpful in this exercise.
The last time public servants got an increase in their salaries was back in 2019. Mr. Yard said since then many public servants have found themselves facing additional challenges, with the COVID-19 pandemic and its effects topping the list. The GPSU wants to see the matter addressed soon, since the government has claimed that money has been set aside in the budget for salary increases for public servants.
Is $10 billion for other employment costs, $10 billion and $94 million. Having said that, I would like to say that this is not sufficient. It's not sufficient. And bear in mind that the increases we're looking at is for 2 years. As was stated by my colleague, we have got no increase for 2020.
And the union also expressed concern today that its proposals for the budget were all ignored, including a reduction in the tax rate for workers and an increase in the income tax threshold.
In our proposals in the budget, that was for the reduction of rates of taxes paid to individuals, that is PAYE. It is difficult to comprehend why there was no reduction in taxes and why it is that company tax are at a flat rate of 25%, lower than PAYE, lowest level, which is 28%, and increases to 40% after the next $120,000, approximately on additional earnings. The Guyana Public Service Union also submitted in its budget proposal for 2021 that the tax threshold should be $120,000.
The union boss said the GPSU was never invited to discuss its proposals, but the proposals were simply ignored and brushed aside. The GPSU wants to see an increase in wages and salaries for public servants that would cover the increases they should have gotten over the past 2 years. The Ministry of Health started administering the COVID-19 vaccine to members of Parliament today. The Speaker and Deputy Speaker, along with former Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu, were among those vaccinated. A number of members of parliament from both sides also received their vaccines, while others, including several opposition members, said they intend to take theirs at a later date and prefer to see members of the older population be given preference. Speaker Manzoor Nadir, who was diagnosed with COVID twice in the past 6 months, welcomed the decision of the Ministry of Health.
I feel it's more than necessary. It's not sufficient to talk the talk, but we need to do the walk. And so today I'm pleased to see quite a few members of parliament here. Former Minister Westford, Mrs. Nadir has joined me. She's over 60, so she does qualify. And we both are patients who've recovered from COVID. And in that regard, we see it necessary to do the vaccination.
Several staff members at Parliament were also able to receive their COVID-19 vaccines. Guyana continues to experience a spike in new COVID-19 cases. In the past 24 hours, the country recorded 84 new cases, with 54 of those new cases being confirmed in Region 4. In the past 15 days, a total of 696 new cases have been recorded across the country. The country has also recorded one additional death overnight, taking the death toll to 210. There are now 725 active cases of COVID-19 in the country, with 684 of those persons in home isolation, while 41 are hospitalized. The increase in new cases is coming at a time when the government continues to roll out a national vaccination drive against the virus. Healthcare workers and persons above the age of 60 are being targeted for the vaccines. Other groups are to receive their vaccines as more shots become available. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony today said he's optimistic that with the rollout of the vaccines, there will be a reduction of new cases.
We have been monitoring our active cases across the country. So we haven't had major spikes so far, but we still have cases across the country. I am optimistic that as we get vaccines further out and rolled out, that we'll start seeing a drop in the cases, but we have to immunize more people before we really see the full effect of that.
The Health Minister also explained that the Ministry of Health will continue to monitor cases that are being recorded all across the country. A 16-year-old young man who has emerged as the prime suspect in the shooting death of 10-year-old Anthony Court during a home invasion and robbery in Sophia will face the court tomorrow to be charged with the murder. The Guyana Police Force reported this evening that there is currently no one else in custody for the crime, but the teenager is set to appear at a magistrate's court tomorrow morning. At least one other suspect is being sought. The police force said the arrest of the main suspect came as a result of information it received. The 10-year-old boy Anthony Court was at the home of a Sophia businesswoman along with his mother when two armed bandits invaded the property and robbed the occupants of their money and jewelry. The young boy was in the upper flat of the house and was shot by one of the bandits as he emerged from a room at the same time as the bandits were going to the upper flat. The two armed men ran from the scene and the boy was pronounced dead at the hospital. Family members are hoping for justice as they continue to mourn the young boy's death. Turning now to the tourism sector, Guyana has copped another International Tourism Award. This time, the country has been awarded the Golden City Gate Award for the production of a video welcoming tourists back to Guyana. The competition is in its 21st year. Guyana previously won the award in 2019. The Golden City Award is considered one of the world's leading film and multimedia awards, which brings attention to the tourism industry. The entries are judged by an international jury on a point system. Director of the Guyana Tourism Authority, Carla James, said it is significant that Guyana has emerged a winner again of the prestigious Tourism Award.
The Guyana Tourism Authority team is so very excited and proud of this achievement. No one could have prepared the world and Guyana for the negative impact of COVID-19. However, as a destination management and development agency, the GTA very early on during the pandemic modified and refined its marketing strategy based on how its core and investment markets were responding to the crisis. And this included improving the tonality of all our messaging and maintaining evergreen content to give hope and inspire our audience by bringing the Destination Guyana brand into our audience homes through storytelling. Guyana's video was honored with first place out of 122 submissions from 23 countries. And we are also filled with so much pride because this video was produced 100% by our very own Guyanese company, Real Guyana. Over the past few months, the GT and its partners have done their part to operate tourism in a safe way. So we are eager and ready to welcome back travelers to Guyana.
The tourism industry in Guyana has been gradually reopening as the country still battles the coronavirus pandemic. Resorts and tour operators have been following strict guidelines to ensure the safety of their staff and guests.
Guyana, we've been through it all.
But as a people, we have
weathered every storm and risen to every challenge.
Because it is the people of Guyana
that gives it its strength.
all the people,
regardless of race,
class, or religion.
We are one people, one strength.
And now is our time. A time to rise. Together, we rise.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up, fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive. Go spread the word in your area. We gonna end Filaria.
For the past 2 decades, the global community prioritized eliminating lymphatic filariasis, commonly known as Filaria, as a public health problem. Many countries in the Americas have achieved this goal.
We're looking to have 100% eradication of this disease in Guyana. So we look forward to all of our citizens working with our teams from the Ministry of Health as they go around in our communities, meeting with you to administer this pills.
And I will encourage you all to take your pills so that we can once and for all rid Guyana of filariasis.
We have to get rid of the negatives in relation to filaria. So please let the science be your guide and take the tablets.
My family would be taking their pills. I do hope that you would also be taking your pills so that we can together work on eliminating filaria from Guyana.
Filaria gonna get knocked out. TKO.
A message from the Ministry of Health in collaboration with PAHO.
I am Hilbert Foster, President of the Barbies Cricket Board and Secretary CEO of the Rollout Youth and Sports Club, MS. I would like to encourage all Guyanese to take the Filaria tablet. It is very important for your health, and it will also play a great part in getting rid of one major disease from our beloved country.
Due to the impacts of the global pandemic, COVID-19 across our nation, essential organizations like us have chosen to adopt innovative approaches to meet the emerging needs of our customers while protecting our employees. Here are some quick tips to make managing your GPL bill easier while we practice social distancing. To register for electronic billing, you can use the e-billing tab on your website. To access your bill balance, you can use 4 options: the website live chat at gpl.net, the online inquiry on our website under billing, SMS freedom by texting your GPL reference number to 624-0400 or 608-8400 or call our call center at 226-2600. A message from the Guyana Power and Light Incorporated.
Across the region right now, China is stepping in to assist Trinidad and Tobago's access to COVID-19 vaccines. The China-made vaccine manufactured by Sinopharm is currently awaiting WHO approval, but access to it was discussed during a virtual meeting between Trinidad's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and Chinese President Xi Jinping yesterday. The Minister of Foreign Affairs in Trinidad, Dr. Amory Brown, was also present at the meeting and said the discussion was very productive. Brown said President Xi thanked the Prime Minister of Trinidad for the provision of a consignment of PPE to China early in the year and took the opportunity to indicate that China would respectfully assist Trinidad's national efforts to access approved COVID-19 vaccines in the near future. He also said China's ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago had been an excellent and proactive partner in working with the Trinidadian government to organize and coordinate the meeting. The BBC reports that Brazil is experiencing a historic collapse of its health service as intensive care units in hospitals run out of capacity, its leading health institute has warned. COVID-19 units in all but 2 of Brazil's 27 states are at above 80% capacity. In Rio Grande, there are no intensive care beds available. The warning came as the country registered its highest daily death toll yet, with 2,841 dying within 24 hours. That figure constitutes a large jump from the previous high of 2,286 on the 10th of March. And finally tonight, international news. Police in the U.S. state of Georgia have identified 4 of the 8 people who were killed in mass shootings at 3 massage parlors in the Atlanta area. Officials say it is still too early to know whether the attack, in which 6 Asian women were killed, was racially motivated. Cherokee County Sheriff Frank Reynolds said the suspect may have been a patron and claimed to have a sex addiction. The alleged gunman has been charged with counts of murder and assault. The attack comes amid a sharp uptick in crimes against Asian Americans. In a news conference earlier today, investigators said the suspect, Robert Aaron Long, admitted to the shooting spree and said that he denied that the attack was motivated by race. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting.